thank our Hoosier Nation fans for showing up today in Assembly Hall. What a great Sunday afternoon crowd. No one feels as badly as we do, and I speak for all of us, women's basketball staff and players, that we just couldn't get over the hump today, and so many reasons. Some of that had to do with UCLA. Other parts of that just had to do with the fact that we had some nice looks. Our guard play was not very good, below average, and then obviously struggled from the free throw line. So disappointed, but UCLA is a fantastic team. Corey does a great job. We knew that they would be overly aggressive today, and I just thought we didn't handle ourselves in the first half the way we needed to. Although we bounced back in the second half and made it a game, like I said, we just couldn't get over the hump to where we could tie it. It seemed like when we were starting to make a run, and they made a timely shot that just kept us at bay. So. Disappointed for our kids. I know they're disappointed, but we'll have to take a few days here and enjoy our families, and come back and get ready for a really good Michigan State team.
Questions for Coach? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Would you feel like when you came back into the game, when you every time, like you said, that they made a rally, or you made a rally, they kept responding? Do you feel that was their offense doing something great, or your defense wasn't as good down the stretch?
No, I think when we look back, it could be twofold. It could be a little bit of us defensively, but I thought Michaela Onyenwere was a problem today for us, and we didn't have a solution. I thought that she hit some tough shots. I thought she had some easy shots, but she actually, I felt like, kind of took her team on her back and just made all the plays down the stretch, especially when we were chipping away at the lead and trying to get the lead, or even trying to get tied up. She was always the one that came back and hit the big shot. So I just think that's has a lot to do with her and her abilities than it does with us not good defensively, because I thought we did force her to take some tough shots. She just stuck them.
Mike, go ahead.
The first quarter, 2 of 16 from the field, 4 points. What do you feel like UCLA was doing well, or you guys maybe weren't doing well in that quarter specifically?
Yeah, I just, to be honest with you, there was a moment where I turned to our bench and I did not recognize the team offensively out there that we have enjoyed watching and coaching. It just seemed like our guard play was below average. We couldn't get anything going, but we just seemed out of sorts. There was no intention to anything we were doing. We would drive it to the paint instead of taking a shot or hesitating and trying to get to the rim. We would stop and pick up our dribble and not have anywhere to go with it. And we saw that a lot, particularly in the first quarter. And so I don't have an answer for that. I know it was frustrating because that's not what they're taught to do, and that's not what we've watched them do. We watched the Grace Bergers and the Jalen Penns and Allie Patbergs and Bendus, be really aggressive towards the bucket. And I thought, in particular, that first quarter. Now, we got better as the game went on, but the first quarter we were not the team that we had watched in terms of our aggression and trying to go make plays. And a lot of that probably had to do with them, UCLA.
UCLA's coach mentioned that they were trying to deny high post injuries and turn you into more of a one-on-one team.
Right.
Did you see that as well?
Yeah, no question. Right, we did, and they were physical too. I thought it was a physical basketball game, and we knew it was going to be. I mean, that's one of the things that they pride themselves in, is turning people over, and they're okay with it being low scoring. They'll grind it out, and they bully you a little bit with their athleticism, And so, you know, one of the things, our challenge to our kids, we got to embrace that. We know it's going to be difficult, so we got to do a much better job of making sure we're setting our cuts up, that we're meeting our passes, you know, even though that was, I guess, their goal, I thought that we looked, unlike a year ago when we went there. That's what we did. We beat them off the bounce, we were super aggressive. Direct drives, all of our guards. It was, like I said, 2 different games that we played when we went out there last year to what we saw today with our kids. I thought we were hesitant. I thought we were passive, and I'm not sure why. You know, that's what we gotta clean that up and figure that out. You know, before Big Ten starts for sure.
For all the things you just talked about, you go to halftime, you're only down 6, so
Yeah.
you're thinking it's not so bad.
Yeah, we were. You know, as poorly as we had played, you know, and as we still felt like we were very much in the game. And the other thing too is we felt like we were, for the most part, got good shots. They just didn't go down. And so we were hopeful. We did the same thing against Youngstown in the second half. That we could come out in that second half and be much better, and score the ball much better. You know, again, there were some shots there that we needed when we kept chipping at the lead there, and then the free throws. The free throws were a problem. You know, you hit your free throws in the first half, and then you hit them at the end of the game, and it's probably could potentially become a little bit, you know, a difficult outcome. But then I think that just messes with your mind a little bit. I think we were thinking about our missed free throws, which can lead to some other things. You know, whether it's your shot or what. So I'm not trying to make excuses, Jeremy, for our basketball team. We know that we got to be so much better from the free throw line, and those are points that we needed tonight. We had to have, and we just couldn't knock them down.
And I guess on top of that, just if you could have made some of those, maybe if you'd gotten it tied, gotten the lead, maybe gotten over the hump.
Different
things would've
feeling,
changed.
right, for sure. You feel a little bit different, and that's a thing that, again, I just want to make sure I emphasize enough, how great the crowd was. I mean, you could hear them, and just the energy that they provided, even when we got down that first quarter. You know, just the energy that they were trying to will us to, okay, we got to get going here. And so I feel badly, I'm disappointed that, you know, your crowd's in it the way they were, and you're pulling closer to getting that lead, and you just can't get the stop you need. Or, you know, Pat Bird comes down in the open floor, and all she needs to do is pull up from 6 feet and knock down a jumper, and you feel like, I don't know if that would tie the game, but it would get us 1 point, you know, a point closer. And you feel a little bit different because you feel, okay, now Allie's going to get going, and we're going to have some momentum here. Everything shifts, and then the crowd continues to stay in it, and then they kind of will you to the end.
All right, go ahead.
Can you talk about it was the slow starts again? You mentioned that, but you've overcome them in one big, like last time against Youngstown State, even when I did the Butler game. What do you have to do to overcome all these slow starts and get going from the beginning?
You know, I think you continue to try to coach your team and talk to them about getting off to better starts, you know, faster starts. And I thought we were, you know, when we got the first stop and came down, and Grace Berger rip drives and makes a heck of a play and gets you know, we get the first 2 points on the board. We feel like, okay, this is the way we need to start. And then after that, it was just kind of we sputtered, you know. But again, I think a lot of that had to do with our guard play. We were super passive, and we got to figure out why, because we knew we had to be overly aggressive and attack. That's why we were setting so many flat back screens and back screens just to give us some momentum to go downhill. But when we got downhill, guess what? We stopped and we waited, you know, for defense to come back and get set, and was not part of the game plan. So, yeah, we got to get better. We got to get better in a lot of ways, and you know, we will.
Oh my God.
Maybe not the best taste in your mouth to answer this right now, but you guys have played a lot of good non-conference teams, and you've got a good feel for your team right now. How well do you feel like you're set up going into Big Ten play now?
Yeah, I think we feel good. I think we feel really confident in this group. you know, they're quietly confident. I know that they're going to be really disappointed when I see them a little bit later here. You know, I would suspect, I anticipate them returning here on the 26th, you know, ready to figure some things out and get it right. We always talk about having bounce back ability. This is not how we want to leave for Christmas break, but it is what it is, and we gotta, you know, figure out how we can, you know, have a few days of trying to enjoy our families and our friends, and then coming back and getting back to work. But to say that I have a tremendous amount of confidence in this group, I do. We got great leadership. We got great pieces. We talk about our depth. You know, I think that, and they would say that about each other, you know, in spite of, or despite, you know, coming up short today, that's going to be a room full of kids that are angry, disappointed, realize that they let one get away, and return here on the 26th and inside the hall again on the 28th, ready to get it right.
To that point, I mean, do you kind of look at it as next week starts a new chapter at the start of
It
the year?
does, you know, obviously, you know, that's one of the things we talked about, our non-conference schedule, and we had some really good moments inside that, right? And we wanted to finish the non-conference with, you know, beating another ranked team here at home in front of our home crowd. We didn't do that, so now you're absolutely right. It becomes, okay, you know, the Big Ten starts, and the reason why we played all those non-conference games, the likes of South Carolina and Baylor and UCLA, was because we wanted to prepare us for Big Ten play. So it becomes a whole new season on the 28th.
Anything else for Coach?
Great. Thank you guys. Happy holidays.